Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
I was getting tired and I pulled my leg up too far past my head and it cut my forehead.
What cut your forehead?
My ice skate, the blade of my ice skate.
The ice skate itself?
Yeah, because you have to put your head back and it cut right here.
In my courtroom, it's about equity and fairness. Stop. Is that true? I don't want you to understand. I want you to overstand.
Yes, sir.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. Justice should be more than just some foreign concept. I actually want you to learn something. That's not gonna happen. Not up in here, not today. And boom goes the dynamite.
Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Joanne Hoodman claims her granddaughter got a nasty gash on her head that required stitches and says her ice skating coach is to blame and needs to cover her medical bills.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
Ms. Hoodman is suing Vladimir Zima in the amount of $1,450.
All parties have been sworn, Your Honor.
Good uppity Thomas. All right, we're here because of Sadie, who's a ice skater. Yes, Sadie?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And how old are you?
I am 10 years old.
You're 10 years old and maybe an Olympian someday, but for now you ended up getting injured. And Ms. Hoodman, you're suing in the amount of $1,450. Mr. Zima, you feel is responsible.
I am, yes.
Okay, let's talk about what actually happened.
Okay. He was negligent.
We're just going to start there,
yes,
huh?
Yes.
He's already guilty. We don't even need to go any further.
Well, I signed up Sadie for classes a couple months ago.
All right. Why ice skating?
Well, it was something she requested. Her friends were doing it.
Okay, let me hear from Sadie.
Yes, Your Honor. My friends Hannah and Kylie were both working. They were both in dance with me.
And of
gymnastics.
course, if Hannah and Kylie are in skating, you must not participate.
Yeah, they were like my influencers.
Okay, they were your positive peer pressure.
Yes.
And did you all skate together? You, Kylie, and Hannah.
Yes,
Kylie and Hannah?
Yes, Kylie and Hannah. Yes, we did a group lesson.
Okay. And Mr. Zima, you had already had the other two girls. Is it just the three that you were working with? Explain to me how this works.
Well, Your Honor, I have been working with a lot of kids. So in that particular situation, there were 5 kids.
There were 5 kids.
Yeah, and I trained with them for 5 months. Some of them have been training for a long time. So she started. So basically,
she started a little later than the others.
Later, yeah, and because of her abilities and skills, made a decision because I wanted to see her in a team because I believe that she could win competition if she's gonna train hard and.
And you conveyed that to Miss Hoodman.
Excuse me?
You conveyed that because you're her grandmother.
I'm her grandmother, but also her legal guardian.
I see.
And I made it very clear to Mr. Zima that she was enrolling in these classes because it was a fun activity. It was an extracurricular activity. Her friends were involved. She wanted to be involved. We weren't talking about figure skating. We weren't talking about championship. She's very coordinated, but I wanted her to have something that she could do after school on Wednesday afternoons.
Okay.
She's also, since age 4, has had dance lessons and been in gymnastics. So she's extremely coordinated.
Okay, so this was not her first rodeo in terms of using her legs and
she
body.
She knows about falling and she knows about bruising. However, in this case, it was much worse than a fall.
Let's talk about what actually happened to you. What's going on?
Well, on the day, Mr. Zima, he wanted me to do the Bielman spiral, and
he wanted you to do what?
A Bielman spiral.
And what is that? Can you show us some sort of way?
Yes, Your Honor, I can actually.
Oh, look at you. She's like, you don't have to say it twice for me. I'm right here.
That's perky. You see, Your Honor?
So you have to grab your skate with both hands.
Look at you.
Both hands.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Bravo.
That's my girl.
I mean, she did that without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like you.
And did you somehow get injured doing what you just showed us on the skates?
Yes, on the day, I got really tired after doing it.
Had you been out there for a while?
Yes, I was working on it since I first got there.
Were you there the entire time she was on the ice?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I I was getting tired and I pulled my leg up too far past my head and it cut my forehead.
What cut your forehead?
My ice skate, the blade of my ice skate.
The ice skate itself?
Yeah, because you have to put your head back and it cut right here. And so Mr. Zima, he took me off the ice, he cleaned up it a little bit and then put a Band-Aid on it and insisted that I go back on the ice. But this time I was I was just so tired and I was already in pain from my first cut that the blade cut the entire back of my head.
Coming up on America's Court.
Why are you so emotional right now?
Because I'm just remembering how much I felt, and when I scratched my head and I was crying and in so much pain.
And later,
he actually moved in with me the second I got my grad acceptance letter.
So you ended up going to grad school?
Yes.
And he came with you?
And mind you, I was also paying for everything.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program. America's Court is back with the case of Joanne Hoodman, who is suing Vladimir Zima for negligence.
Was there blood?
There was blood. I took Sadie to ER. She had 83 stitches.
I mean, she's crying now.
83 stitches, and that's why we're here, because
She
I
had
feel
83 stitches?
83 stitches. The bill was $1,450, if you care to see
Yes.
that. And that's why we are here, because I feel Mr. Zima should pay for the medical expenses.
Had you been
Leave it-
injured before with the dance or with the gymnastics?
Like I said, I only got scrapes and bruises, but I didn't hurt.
But when you got injured, did you stop or did you go back to trying to do whatever it was?
No, a few times. I did twist my ankle a couple times in dance, but they did let me stop, and they did end the class there for me.
Why are you so emotional right now?
Because I'm just remembering how much I felt, and when I scratched my head and I was crying and in so much pain.
Yeah. I think it was just a really bad judgment call for him not to stop the first time. He was responsible for her being hurt by his insistence.
Okay.
She may not have the vocabulary to be able to say no.
She's very poised and very able to
be able to say no.
Oh, you're saying
to
the
an
vocabulary in terms of not being able to say no. I don't want to do this anymore.
I refuse.
Is that what you felt in hindsight, that maybe you should have said, I'm not going to do it?
I think I should have said that, but I'm a people pleaser, so I try really hard to do what others expect of me. So and he expected me to go back on the ice, so I went back on the ice. I was tired, but I tried to put up with it, especially since I've been taught to have tough skin, and it's just a scratch to go back on. But I didn't realize how tired I really was, and how my leg just gave out.
Okay.
And how my body gave out.
Okay. Mr. Zima?
Yes.
What's your response to all this?
Well, Your Honor,
yes, sir.
Mrs. Joanne, Sandy. So first of all, I want to say that it's very bad that this situation was happened.
Talk to me, sir.
I think first things first. So I have been training kids for almost 15 years, and we had such kind of issues, different one. The people can break legs, unfortunately, because it's a very dangerous kind of sport.
The accusation towards you.
Excuse me?
The accusation towards you is that you were negligent. But the feeling is there are sports injuries.
Yes.
We know that. Mm-hmm. Some of it is an assumption of the risk when you engage in these activities.
Right.
We know that she's on the ice. Was there any particular reason why when this was happening, you weren't there?
I just, got used to the fact that I would drop her off on Wednesday afternoon. I would run some errands and do some things that I had to do. And the first 3 classes that she took with Mr. Zima, I was in attendance, but there was no reason.
In his care.
Exactly.
Okay. And you feel as though he breached that trust that you had.
Well, I think he breached it when he insisted that she do it again.
I understand. Here's what we have. I start with the place of it's a sports activity and there are inherent risks there. Was there an injury outside of the ordinary risk? I have to ask myself that. Was there, in order to prove negligence, a failure to exercise reasonable care? What we have is a coach saying, tough it up, keep going.
Right.
And does that in and of itself rise to the level of negligence? Would a typical person, seeing what they observed, the first cut, say, no more skating? That's really what it comes down to. Because if the average person would go, oh, yeah, well, go ahead and back out there and try it again. If those actions in that moment were beyond what would be considered reasonable, based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel will come down in favor of the defendant. Because I do believe in this particular instance, objectively, a coach would say, go back out there, try it again. That it resulted in 83 stitches, the question is, would that be foreseeable? And your level of proof has to be a preponderance of the evidence. I don't get the sense, even the fact that you were like, I did some errands because I felt like what he was doing, I was okay with it. And this is not an easy call. And anytime it's sort of either way, I have to, by law, give the benefit of the doubt to the defendant. Unfortunately, your matter's dismissed. That is the order. Case closed.
All rise.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
I think it's unfortunate that negligence is condoned.
Sir?
I understand your emotions. Continue training. You're very talented. I believe you.
I understand you're supposed to have tough skin, but enough is enough.
Okay.
Coming up on America's Court with Judge Ross.
And your idea was what?
Well, instead of a ring, I decided that, a tattoo right here is permanent.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program. Veronica Rolfe claims her now ex-boyfriend pushed for matching tattoos on their ring fingers and says they broke up, so he needs to pay for the laser removal. Ms. Rolfe is suing Harrison Obie in the amount of $1,250.
Ms. Rolfe,
Yes, Your Honor.
you want Mr. Obie to pay for your tattoo removal.
Yes, I do.
All
You
right,
know
set
what?
the table for me here. What's cracking?
Of course. So, Your Honor, Harrison doesn't necessarily believe in the institution of marriage. So,
How long were the two of you in a relationship?
3 years.
Did you want to get married after those 3
course.
years? Did you guys end up living together or no?
In Knoxville we did, but not in LA.
He
Okay.
actually moved in with me the second I got my grad acceptance letter.
So you ended up going to grad school.
Yes,
And he
yeah.
came with you.
And mind you, I was also paying for everything.
You were
So-
paying for everything.
Yeah.
Well, did you ask him to come with you to grad school?
Of course.
Did you tell him, if you come with me, I will cover our costs?
I did say that, but at the
Okay.
time too, I was hopefully expecting that with his photography business,
Yes.
he would maybe, I don't know, go film some nature or, do something along the lines of that.
And I
You
tried
have the
doing
type
that.
of job that you can actually do anywhere. Is that a fair statement or no?
Technically, I was in fashion in LA, photographing that stuff, and
Okay.
Knoxville didn't have too many opportunities. And like she said, I did try to do nature,
Okay.
but it didn't work out.
Coming up on America's Court.
Not even getting any type of response. What was I supposed to do?
Not cheat
You
on
were
me.
absolutely supposed to cheat on him. That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program. America's Court is back with the case of Veronica Rolfe, who is suing Harrison Obie for the cost of a laser tattoo removal.
6 months ago, he basically goes to this friend's birthday party in LA, right? And I kid you not, I only get like the scarcest calls throughout that week. Like I barely even get any
He
notifications
was
on my
not
phone from
happy
him.
in Tennessee. You knew that. The reason that we're here, though, is because you all had some sort of compromise with your not being married, but being more than just being in a relationship. Whose idea was that?
My idea.
And your idea was what?
Well, instead of a ring, I decided that, you know, a tattoo right here is permanent. So that should
Well,
represent
it's
our
permanent
love.
until you have it removed.
Lasered off, of course.
I've already gotten mine removed.
You had one removed on
of
your
course.
band finger as well.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Then you want him to pay for it.
Yeah. So he did promise that within the first 5 years of getting this tattoo, if anything even happened, if anything, you know, were to happen, then he would just pay for it in full. I didn't
Stop.
even want a tattoo.
That was a very succinct statement. Within 5 years, if anything were to happen regarding the relationship, you would pay for the cost of removing the tattoo. Is that correct?
I did say that, and
Okay.
it was if we fell out of love. But she ended up cheating on me. She cheated on me,
Well,
man.
hey, well. Talk to me.
I will admit, you know, after that first week, 2 weeks of him just running to LA and not even getting any type of response, what was I supposed to do?
Not cheat
You
on
were
me.
absolutely supposed to cheat on him. That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program.
And your position is, even though you made this oral agreement, within 5 years, if anything were to happen, I'll pay for the removal. You don't want to stick to that.
No, I thought we were gonna fall out of love or something, not get cheated on. She was the one person that was that
Did
close
you
to
say
me.
unless you cheat on me, then all bets are off?
No, technically not. I did not say that,
All
but
right. And the 1250 represents what?
That's over 5 sessions of getting the tattoo later
You
severed
have
off.
proof of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll
Take a
take
look.
it. Thanks.
I pretty much know how I'm going to rule here. Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel was going to come down in favor of the plaintiff. You entered into an agreement with her. You said no matter what, if you don't want the tattoo, she said, I don't want the tattoo. I tell you what, if something happens in 5 years, I got to hold you to your agreement. Now, if you said I never said that, now I got to figure out, was there in fact an offer and acceptance and consideration? You will pay the lady $1,250. That is the order. Case closed.
All rise.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $1,250.
What did you expect was going to happen? What did you honestly expect?
just don't look at me, man.
All right, let's go outside and sign some paperwork.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.